What is up, YouTube? Zuki M1 here, and I am back with a brand new YouTube video. Today we are going to be hold on, let me just move this out the way real quick. Just for a little bit. We'll bring it back up out the way. Alright. Yeah, sorry about that. Anywhoosies. Yeah, bringing you guys a brand new YouTube video on my Ekko deck, like as promised. So this is just solely a Ekko deck. There is no Zillion in here, and I will give you guys my exact reasoning as to why I don't run Zillion in my Ekko deck. But first, let's go through the deck and try to make this as quick as possible. So first, we run Feral Presence. So initially when I made my deck, I did not run this card, but it is quite useful. It does come up quite a bit where you want to utilize this because you want to bank some mana. Because it's free and it's a burst speed, you can do it during the attack or on defense, and sometimes get a drop border, which could act as a chunk blocker. So the card is pretty good. It's not broken or anything like that. It's not something super crazy, but it is pretty useful to get a free prediction. Ancient Preparations, because it gives you a free unit and it also predicts. Drop Border, because it's a free unit, offer predictions. And then the Forsaken Bakar. Now, you won't never ever get the +1/+1, but you will be able to get a prediction off of him, which is exactly why you run him. Scrying Sands, because it helps mitigate some of that damage while you try to get to turn 4 so you can drop your Ekko. And again, also another prediction. Aspiring Chronomancer, he is 2/3. That is quite a bit of health, and it is only a 2-drop, and guess what? It predicts. We got Mystic Shot. Mystic Shot is solely there to try to push for game. There's a lot of times with this deck you're not going to have the exact game, so trying to predict for that Mystic Shot the following turn so you can go for game is definitely something I have done on quite a few different occasions. The Absol, because you are going to guaranteed almost have Ekko level by turn 4. This card is always alive, and then you can use it to push for game. I've done it so many times before. It is an absolute necessity in the deck. Now, the amount that you run in your deck is depending. I like 2. I think 2 is a good number because you can. I run a heavy amount of prediction in my deck, so I should be able to see this card. But with that being said, I do also understand the fact of if a card is absolutely necessary for your combo, you might want to run it at 3. So you could either cut down on the Mystic Shot and up the Absoler. Choice is yours, but I personally prefer 2. I feel like I see the card enough to be able to want to run it at this exact number. Time Trick, because this card allows you to be able to predict twice in a single turn, because what's essentially going to happen is you're going to predict and then draw. So that prediction that you just made was put at the top of your deck, and then the Time Trick draws it, right? So now that gives you the opportunity to predict again, because I know a lot of people like to only predict once per turn because they don't want to mess up the prediction. But you can essentially either skip your prediction, so choosing not to pick any one of the 3 cards if it's not a part of the combo that you need, or you can Time Trick, draw the prediction, and then predict again to see if you can get another card that you might need. Quicksands, because this card is extremely valuable in this current game of LOR. There are too many keywords to keep track of at this point, so being able to just cut them off at any point is extremely valuable. On top of the fact that it also could either duck a unit by 4 or duck it by 1 and 1, which essentially is just there to turn off their keywords for both those units. Salvage Camo Cloaker, it's a good card. That's really all it is. It's just a good card. I use it sometimes. It's not super, it don't come up like too often, but it is pretty good when it does. Ekko, obviously, because the deck is centered around him. Voice of the Risen, because this card is how you actually win the game. So you level Ekko at turn 4. They're probably going to dump a lot of resources into trying to kill your Ekko. Then the following turn 5, you drop Voice of the Risen. So what you want to do in this deck is essentially level Ekko by turn 4, which is why you run such a heavy amount of prediction. Once you get to turn 4 and you drop your Ekko to level, you're going to drop the Voice of the Reason on the following turn. When you drop her, she's going to buff all the other units. So that's why you run so many small, cheap units that you can just drop, because they're all going to get big. So those drop borders, who was 1/3, are now 3/3s for free, right? You got free 3/3 units on your board. You got 4/1 units on your board. You got 4/3 units on your board. And that board can get pretty wide. And the best part about this whole entire aggro strategy is that Ekko helps make this that much more efficient, because of the fact that he has Chrono Break, which is only a spell that you can get when you level up your Ekko. And as the card reads, you can revive all your allies that died this round. Now, mind you, they have to die. If they did not die, you cannot bring them back. Also, if they were obliterated, they cannot come back. So this is actually a strong counter to Ekko strategies. If someone obliterates your Ekko, that's it. You don't get to be able to bring them back. So that's pretty rough. There are a couple people who do run the Hex Obliterate, or it's a P and Z card that costs 6. Obliterate a unit, and then you got Xerath, who doesn't see that much play anymore, thank goodness, but was also a good counter to the Ekko. So I just wanted to let you guys know that this card does not interact with obliteration. If your card get obliterated, then that's just it. You're just cooked, unfortunately. And then of course, the one of the most important cards in the deck, Kohiri the Return. He will generate extra copies of himself within the deck on summon. So if you hourglass him, if you bring him back with the Chrono Break, or if you make an extra copy of him with Parallel Convergence, this card right here, those will get added into your deck. And then every time you predict him, he will get 2/2. So if you see 2 Kohiris in a prediction, he gets +4/+4. So he can get pretty big pretty fast. He's definitely a finisher for the game, for sure. And you definitely it's great to see him be at a 5, because you can drop him at like 7/7 or 9/9, and that happens quite a bit. And because he has Fearsome, you're forcing your opponent to have to give up their biggest units, or they're eating 9 or 7 damage to the face. Really, really good. But that is the deck, and now the reasoning as to why I don't run Zillion, and then we're going to get into some matches. So the reason why I do not run Zillion in my Ekko deck is because Zillion is counterintuitive to the Ekko strategy. And I know a lot of people might be sitting there like, what? How could Zillion be counterintuitive to the Ekko strategy? So if you read Zillion, Zillion predicts, right? Because he wants to see the 4 time bombs that he created, right? So as you can see, this deck is really good at being able to cycle through all of its cards. I do not have any cards to add more cards into the deck besides the Ekko, and that's to add his Chrono Breaks. So when you're going through your deck, you're literally going through your deck, and there's no time that you're going to have unnecessary cards within your deck. And that's not to say that Time Bomb isn't a good card. It's just not the strategy that Ekko is trying to achieve. And the only time that Zillion is actually a good unit for anybody, besides like his own strategies, is when he is leveled. Because a leveled Zillion helps recurge a lot of those cards that you're going to be using when you're trying to go for the aggro strategy with Ekko. But the cool part about Ekko is that every time that he strikes, so it could be on block, it could be on attack, it could be it could be through a non-combat, through a non-combat spell like single single duel or cataclysm or something like that, right? He can generate time tricks, right? And when he flips, those time tricks are for free. So you're constantly generating advantage with Ekko alone, and again, you're going through your deck faster than if you was to just play Zillion, who adds 4 copies of the card into the deck. He's a 1/4 unit, so he doesn't have anything outside of just being there as a chump blocker, and then eventually he dies. So you wasted 2 mana on this guy for you to clog up your deck and to not be able to get to your pieces that you need to get to faster, because the deck again is trying to get to Voice of the Reason and Ekko. These are the 2 most important cards of the deck. You need to see this either in your opening hand or to predicting them within the first 3 turns, because if you do not predict to them within the first 3 turns and it gets to turn 4 and you do not have your Ekko, you are losing that game. And that's essentially what happens with all Ekko decks. They are losing the game because they're not able to get to their predictions fast enough to be able to summon their Ekko, because they're too busy trying to protect this unit, or they're too busy trying to do extra stuff that doesn't have anything to do with predictions to help level up Ekko. So that's why I decided to take out the Zillion, and I've seen a numerous amounts of success compared to when I was running the Zillion within the deck. But if you so choose to run the Zillion still, then go right ahead. I've definitely went against my fair share of Ekko Zillion still on ladder, but I can tell you I haven't yet to lose to one of them on ladder. And that's not me boasting, that's not me bragging, that's not me trying to throw shots at those people. That is me simply saying that I just do not feel that the deck does what it needs to do when you include Zillion into the build. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into some duels. Alright, so wow, what a really unique deck. So we got Viego Alawi. That's weird. Alright, so this isn't a terrible hand. You definitely want to open up with more predictions. I kind of sort of want to see okay, cool. We got one of the most important pieces. We got the Ekko. We're going to drop this guy. Fuck it. Let's go for another card. And we got the 4 predictions already in hand. So we're just going to hit him in the face for the 2. Force him to waste any. Okay, so he didn't want to Vow Feast it. Makes sense. We're gonna drop the Ancient Preparation. Okay. Ancient Preparations. Okay. Oh, double drop order. That was clean. Okay. I actually do not want that Kohiri, so I will repredict again. I really don't want another. I don't mind another Ekko. 2 Ekkos isn't bad. So we're at 3 predictions right now. I really need to see the Voice of the Risen, which is so crazy because I run that card at 3, so you would really expect to see that card pretty soon. He did hit one of them, unfortunately. I was hoping he only hit the 2 drop orders and then my Nexus, but nope. I gotta wait for him. Oh, he didn't attack. You know. Not what I was looking for, but it's all good.
Back in the game.
Alright, go ahead and waste whatever you're gonna waste. And then I'm gonna level my. Oh, okay. Never mind. I mean, I guess I hit my curve exactly like how I wanted to, but was not expecting the surrender, to be perfectly honest. But as you can see, your board gets pretty wide pretty quickly in that deck. So you're going to be able to get that Voice of the Risen and make all those units massive. It is quite impressive because all of them are extremely cheap, and then you just basically just drop these 4 and 3 cost units prices for 1 to 2 mana. Really, really great. Alright, on to the next duel. Alright, so here we are in another Alawi deck. Wow. What is up with all this Alawi stuff? Did they recently buffer or something? We're going to send back this entire hand. This entire hand is not it. You want to see at least 2 to 3 predictions in your opening hand. Okay, there's the 2, like I said. But I did see the drop order. That's sad.
We shall sing, dance, and forget our woes.
Let's take Scribe.
Join us.
I don't really have a choice, do I? Alright. I get what he's trying to do with the deck. It's supposed to be an Alawi ramp deck, which is basically you're gonna get as many hollows killed as possible, and then attack with Alawi.
Man, I'm good.
No reason to rush. Actually, I can predict. Still no voice. She seems so elusive, doesn't she? Even though I run her at 3. Crazy. Wow. He opened up all 3 of those, huh? Still no voice. That is kind of crazy.
Another guest. Wonderful. Allow me.
Neither of us are strong enough to kill you. There she is. Finally. Okay. So now we can drop Ekko. 5/5, right? Drop Ekko. Now I don't know if he has any way to be able to kill my my Ekko here. So I might be able to drop voice next turn without worry about Ekko dying. He's definitely probably gonna block with the 3/1. So he can get another hollow proc. Now, what a lot of people don't know, and this is a mindset that I want a lot of you guys who are piloting in this deck to get into as well. It is perfectly fine for you to sack your Ekko. You can always bring him back, and on top of that, you're going to have multiple copies of your Ekko with the Chrono Breaks. So do not be afraid to sack your Ekkos. So like I predicted, he blocked with the 3/1 to put another hollow proc in his deck. I generated the time trick. We're going to draw. We're going to predict, then draw. Hopefully it's a Chrono Break, because in those types of situations, that's the perfect curve. Because what we're going to do is we're going to drop her on turn 5. We're going to have enough for the, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case here. I'll take the Absolar. And we're going to pass turn. Now his tentacle is about to be massive. 8/8. Plus the Phantom. Okay. But we are pretty big too, sir. So. Now let's see what happens from here. Strike up the ghostly band. Alright. Let's predict. There's the Chrono Break. So honestly, I'm perfectly fine with giving up health here. If it's not lethal, I'm gonna just give it up. Okay. So this is not lethal, but it's very close. You're gonna block this. This is fine. Yeah, this is fine. And the reason why we specifically blocked the 5-1 here is because the tentacle is going to be 9/9 the following turn. Ooh. Why do you run this? Why do you run this? Okay. That is very strange. Extremely strange. It doesn't stop me from doing what I do the following turn, but that was just really weird.
Now we can finish what was begun.
Yeah, that was just really strange.
Please, make yourself right at home.
Even the void couldn't stop me.
Who's gonna attack with everything here?
Take your coat.
Cool. Resolve. Uh-huh. And we bring him back.
The void took from me.
Now
Now
I'll take from it. Wow. He surrendered off that. The Chrono Break has that type of power over people, man. We're just going up against a Noxus Freljord. Pretty interesting combination. I mean, I can definitely see why you would want to do something like that, just because, you know, they tend not to have too much health. So, you know, making up the health is definitely not a bad thing. Oh, wow. First time ever where I did not, where I actually saw multiple copies of her from the get-go. We got the time trigger. Look for a prediction. Okay. Look for another prediction. Okay. And now we just need to find an Ekko.
Everything's easier behind a mask.
Ekko. No Echoes.
Our stories, our struggles have built this empire.
Alright, so I'm gonna just drop her right here because when I do see the Ekko, it'll help out tremendously. We're just gonna attack
My time.
with the one drop excellent. Let's just attack with the one drop. The 1 point of damage. Or you can trade her. Yeah, I thought so. Pussy.
I need just a moment.
Oh no. I take back what I said. Please don't come over here. I don't want to die. Oh no, this might be a Ekko-less game. This does happen sometimes where I don't see the voice. You thought. Try again, sweetie. Matter of fact, I don't even want to take the risk. Bro, there is no way I don't see Ekko after this many predictions. And because she wasn't 5 health. Thank you. Jeez.
In this timeline, we're sure to save Ekathia.
Oh wow. So yeah, no. That would have hurt it. Like incredibly bad.
Got a good feeling about tomorrow.
Alright. So let's see what he does now.
New day, new song.
Stun me. Cool.
I've had enough of you.
But we is all coming over there now. 11 damage facing.
Simpleton.
Uh-huh.
Are you quite done?
Sure. So you generated 2 new units. I don't know who they are.
Side by side, into battle.
So you generated a tough unit. That's not bad, actually. Only thing I don't like about the Gray Apostles is that it makes you pay full mana for those cards that you generate instead of them being able to come out for free. Cat, you can just come over here and attack. I don't really care. Disintegrate. Yep.
This might hurt.
That's fine. He was scared because he knew I could have quicksand. I'm gonna give it the Kohiri here because I put another copy in the deck, so it's fine. Oh my goodness. Let's skip this stuff. I don't want any of those. So yeah, that is a mechanic you can do with these, is that you can just skip. The voice wasn't bad. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't bad either. He just gonna stun the Ekko again. Understandable.
This is my time.
Do your worst.
Wow, he's trading his cat. Interesting.
Three heads and one stomach means a lot of eating.
Okay, so one attack give all of them -2.
Death roll.
Right, but you still gotta block this. Cool. Now it's my turn, right?
Bring me the calm of an
That's fine.
ice-shrouded world.
None of y'all have enough health to block Ekko.
No going back. The frost reveals all to me.
Heading topside.
You know I got the other motherfucker in here too, so don't be stupid. So I see what the purpose of this is in this deck. Is to basically make sure that his 7 cost is actually get some real value. On a break, that's going to be really impactful this following turn.
You still gotta show me how to ride that thing.
Why? Not like you ever did anything for me.
Come, Darius. Fight for me.
I fight for Noxus, not you.
Alright. I should have probably punched him for 2 more. There was no reason to hold off on the damage, but
runs in our veins. Only fools hesitate.
Forward, to the field.
So I can't block the what's it called?
Heed our words. Our stories live on.
Real good to see you.
You made choices.
Okay. Yes. And I'm gonna try to kill his Darius here. Actually, no. Okay, so we took 2 damage.
Violence solves everything.
And y'all go back, yeah. But This is dead. Generate. Generate. What happened to his other location? That's weird. Okay. Now we strike for 9 and 5.
You can see the Demacian border from here.
Yes, this is the move.
Ready the torches.
Sure.
Alert the village.
We got you, Darius.
Will help.
That's all that really matters here.
Never forget fame.
I was really hoping to see like or what to call it, something to
I thought I was ready. I didn't know what was waiting.
I was really hoping to see something to what to call it, to a quicksand to handle his cat. You're building pretty wide there. Are you gonna attack though? You are. All right. Okay, so you block this.
Out of this world.
You block this. No.
These are my
There we go.
streets.
This is fine, I guess. Or do I just take the 6? I'm gonna take the 6, honestly. Yeah. Because the following turn, you can't block this guy unless you give up her.
Send chills up my spine.
Make him that. Attack
I
with
do
both.
my own stunts.
Attack with these two at the end. Give him this. And there we go.
All right. Where's the
So,
after party?
there you guys go. As you guys can see, the deck can definitely hang with the best of them. The best card in the deck is without a doubt the Chrono Break, but you do not get access to that card until you level up your Ekko. So, with Zillion out of the picture, you can see your Chrono Breaks quite frequently and be able to have amazing curves like you saw right there. He was planning on swinging for a big wide number, and I wouldn't have been able to block under normal circumstances because I would have had to give up my entire board. But because of Chrono Break, I'm able to bring them all back and cause him to lose all the advantage that he was setting up for. And because I had such an abundance of health, I wasn't forced to do any type of bad blocks in that last game. So I could just take the damage, his Katarina recalls, and then he only had 1 unit to try to block 4, right? Even though the 1 unit did frostbite one of my units, because I run cards that buff my units, it didn't even matter. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, think of considering hitting the subscribe button and the like button. It really does help out the channel a lot. You guys are definitely been amazing. Thank you guys for viewing the videos and things of that nature. I really can't do this without you guys constant support, so I thank you guys tremendously. But with that, I'm gonna close out the video. I hope you guys have a great morning, great evening, great afternoon, and great night. But I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.